All right, thanks so much, Jenna. Well, it took more than 4,300-mile run through Africa's Sahara Desert for professional runner Charlie Engle to realize that there was money to be made in the athletic skincare market. Film star Matt Damon and Oscar winner James Mole recorded Engle's trek through the Sahara to raise awareness about the need for drinkable water in Africa in their documentary entitled Running the Sahara, which opens in theaters in September. But in the process of that grueling 111-day run, Engle started developing the idea for Mission product line. It's a skincare line made for and created by athletes. Now, extreme athlete and entrepreneur Charlie Engle joins us now, as well as Bob Monroe. He's the president of Mission product line. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning. Morning.
Charlie, unbelievable story and this unbelievable trip that you went on through the Sahara. Tell us about, first of all, the experience and then why it came, you know, this brilliant idea came to you while you were running.
Yeah, you know, it really is, anybody that's a runner understands that most of the really bad ideas come while on a run. So I made a decision to actually try to run all the way across the Sahara, and it amounted to a couple of marathons a day for 111 days in a row. And so I had a lot of time to think. And one of the things that really dawned on me before that run was that there just wasn't skincare for athletes. I was finding that I was buying products, sunscreen and other products from lots of different manufacturers, and you know, I had this idea, and when I got back from Africa, I was connected with a guy named Josh Shaw, who ended up really putting this whole program together. And I'm really just the runner, but I'm the one out there doing the real testing.
You know, Bob, you were president of Reebok, and this is a pretty decent stretch. I know you've been at Johnson & Johnson and some other great, well-known institutions like Procter & Gamble. Why make the switch from a place where you were basically running the operation at Reebok to go trust this product line and build it and believe that this is viable in what's pretty much a saturated marketplace?
Well, there's no question this is a viable concept, and you're right, after 26 years in big business, for me personally, it was a great opportunity to build and start a brand from scratch. I was very inspired by Charlie and his story, and more importantly, the opportunity we see in the marketplace. This whole notion of athlete-engineered skincare is actually a very big idea. We've done exhaustive research, and athletes have concluded that there really aren't products out there that fully meet their needs.
You know, Charlie, it's interesting. I always say to my husband, I'm watching particularly tennis players who are out on a tennis court for 3 hours, and I'm always putting on the sunblock. How do they not do that? So tell me, first of all, how did you come up with the concept, and where is it today in terms of being on that run and saying, I want to do this, and what have you accomplished thus far?
Well, you know, one of the things that, I mean, it really started from basic products and saying, okay, for sunscreen, which is the thing that I'm most concerned about most of the time. I spend a lot of time in the sun, is having something that, first of all, won't sting my eyes. I mean, that was like really the number one thing, is I don't mind putting on anything, but it can't sting my eyes. And so we came up with a product that, you know, you could practically, you know, put it right in your eye, and it's not going to make it water and sting. And I think that was a big, that sort of started the idea for the other products that we have, is making them incredibly functional.
And how did you come about getting funding? And I mean, I imagine that you're a runner, but this was creating a business model. I mean, when you came back, how did you put the pieces together? Well,
I would love to tell you that I had a lot to do with that, but I was smart enough to be the runner and let other people take that challenge on. So really, Bob had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, so Bob, explain this, because I know like Bob Wright is on the board.
Absolutely.
You've got all these famous athletes, I think 4 of which are at the Olympics, 4 or 5?
Five, yeah.
So talk to me about this.
Well, again, it starts, most great ideas start with just that, a great idea. And we validated the concept with retailers. We worked aggressively with our labs to make sure our products really and truly were better and different than anything on the market today. And in telling our story, Charlie's story and the Mission story, it was actually quite easy to get athletes to join. We now have 13 athletes in our stable, starting with Charlie, and they all have an intimate relationship with us from a product creation standpoint to help us develop new items.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope that the product is like the laser for Speedo, even though I know you're up against big competition. And I understand you're about to start a 45-day run, 70 miles a day to run across the United States. And all of this to raise awareness for what?
Well, in this case, I've joined with United Way to bring attention to the issue of the need for youth fitness and childhood obesity issues in this country. And Mission, of course, will be the partner in this. We have a philanthropic angle on this company that, you know, a portion of all proceeds go to the charities of the different athletes, not just me, but all of the athletes that are part of this company. And so I'm trying to run almost 3 marathons a day for 45 days in a row. So a little more product testing is really what I say. So.
Well, best of luck. I hope to
you.
join you perhaps at the end of the run. And Bob, great pleasure meeting you. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks.
All right, if you'd like to learn more about Charlie's incredible journey, you, of course, can visit runningthesahara.com, and you can visit missionproject.com to find out more about the skincare made by athletes for athletes. All right, coming up next, the money in the auto industry takes a turn back in history. Some hot-selling classic cars up next on Money for Breakfast. We'll be right back.